What up? What up? What up, world? We're here. We're still breaking down our 6 through 10s. You're on Get Right Fantasy Network. Crash course. We're breaking down the draft, who you should be looking at. I got Frank. I got Anthony. I'm going to be breaking down their list. Guys, thanks for being here.
What up?
What's up, peoples? Glad to be here.
Hey, have you guys ever looked at our intro? Hey, so I'm glad you're here. We broke down our 1 through 5s. I know there's constant changes, things that are going on. We're going to break down our 6 through 10. Well, your guys' is 6 through 10. It's a wide receiver show. Welcome, world. Let's jump right into it. Frank, you got a new name coming in here, Calvin Ridley.
That's right. I know that he's not a popular pick, but at the end of the day, he gets the job done. And, he was up there last year in just what he ranked in the fantasy stats. And I'm like, he deserves to be there. The results, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I'm going to break down some of Frank's picks, 1 through 5, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Stefan Diggs, and then DeAndre Hopkins.
D-Hop, yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I have him ranked at number 6. So he's who I start this show off with. Skirts out of my top 5 here. And I think he's going to have a good year. Behind Kyler, peppered him with 160 targets last year. He caught 115 of those balls. Peppered him. He caught 115 of those things. Seriously. Cinnamon and sugar and everything nice. And he caught 1,400 yards. The big issue there was he didn't score any touchdowns. He had 6 touchdowns on the year, and one of those was a Hail Mary that he stuck his hands onto. Yeah, the Hail Mary, if we all remember that. So pretty incredible play. We've seen what can happen when those two connect. They got him a little help with AJ Green across from him. We'll see if he has anything left in the tank. And if he does, then, we see what the potential is. And I kind of like it.
Yeah. So just to break down your 1 through 5, we know how much you love D-Hop. I think on the last show, you called him arguably the best receiver in the league. But number 1, you had Devontae, you had Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, of course. Freaking love AJ Brown.
Definitely.
Hey, Stefan Diggs, and then you had your other boy, DK Metcalf.
My other guy right there.
You're thinking, it sounds like you're an Ole Miss fan.
I like those big, just giant, huge receivers, man. Those are the guys I like. When it comes to fantasy, those are the guys that get those end zone looks.
Yeah.
They can beast over these small cornerbacks, just throw the ball up there. And if they can make a big play, that's who I want. That's who I want on my team.
Like DeAndre Hopkins would if we didn't know that he was getting the ball every single time, and that's the guy we got to eliminate. So I'm going to say this, you guys got solid picks so far. I really like it. I'm really torn, and this is where I'm curious with you guys. Keenan Allen versus Justin Jefferson. If I'm on the board right there and it's up to me to pick, I know I need a receiver. I don't know who I'm going there. It's for fun. You guys sell it to me. Who should I go for at that position?
Well, in a PPR league, which is kind of, what I was basing, my rankings here off of. And, I don't know if we kind of mentioned that off the top of the show. But that's why I dropped Keenan Allen here at number 7. And, to me, again, a guy that got 16 targets in a game last year. We all have Herbert, projected pretty high this year. Mike Williams did resign there. We'll see what they do at tight end. And, they have Eckler, who, I think I've stated before is basically their number 2 receiver anyway. And so we'll see, I think, he can easily see, 100 plus targets, get into that 140 target range and, put some nice fantasy stats on the board for your team this year.
Frank, you got to sell me on Justin Jefferson.
Well, I went with, this guy is a sophomore pick, obviously, second year. I really liked him last year. Definitely a good pickup last year. People rode him the rest of the year. He ended up with 88 receptions, 125 targets, 1,400 yards. So he got over the 1,000 yards, and he got 7 touchdowns. I only seen those numbers go up. And just I just think he's going to have a breakout season. Like, people are going to know that this is a guy that needs to be looked at. I just think that the target's going to go up. The numbers just going to go up, especially the touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's a tough pick between both of those. And I mean, just to disrespect Ant, is that why you put AJ Brown at 9, or?
Why I put AJ Brown at 9? I got AJ Brown at 3.
I put AJ Brown at 9, and I'm just not as hyped as Anthony is with them. That's just my feeling. I mean, honestly, we'll see what happens throughout the season and things like that. But to me, just not. I just not sold on him yet. You know what I mean? Like, I like Brian Tannehill and everything that's going on over there, but just not yet.
Yeah.
And I do want to apologize. You do have him at 8. Anthony, you got, I mean, somebody that was going on the first 5, maybe 7 picks last year, first wide receiver off the board, hands down. I seen him go number 1 in drafts. Now you got him at number 8.
Yeah, I think this target share is going to be there with Michael Thomas this year. Again, I think I mentioned in our quarterback episode that the last time we saw Jameis, in a starting role, he threw for over 5,000 yards. Again, if he can just, limit some of those bad decisions and, put the ball anywhere close to Thomas. And obviously we know he's going to be throwing the ball to him like crazy, and he doesn't have any regard. He has the arm to get it to him. With Michael Thomas's catching percentage being one of the highest in the leagues, we're not going to go over stats last year because we know last year was a lost year. We know what he's capable of. He still, makes my top 10 here. I still consider him a wide receiver 1 with elite talent. We just have to see how he bounces back from these injuries.
Yeah, I don't even have him anywhere near there because of those reasons that Anthony mentioned. Quarterback situation that's going on over there does not help him. Injuries do not help him. He does have sure hands. AJ Brown doesn't have sure hands. He drops the ball a lot. That's what I mentioned.
He went there.
But that's why I up him at 8. So, anyways, but Thomas,
Still wide receiver 1.
I think that there's a lot of trouble brewing over there for him. I don't think it bodes well as it does for Kamara, but then I could be wrong, because when Breeze was out a couple games, Thomas did shine and Kamara was not shining. However, I think that the offense does run through Kamara, and that we'll see. You know what I mean? To me, I think he's just further down because too many unknowns. I got to see it in preseason for me to start bumping him up again.
So another new name that we haven't seen yet made our list at actual number 9. Godwin.
Yeah. Again, I think the potential's there with Godwin. He was in and out of the lineup last year with a lot of different, just kind of weird, freak little injuries. A wrist, a hand. Had a ankle kind of thing going on, or a foot thing. And so, we know Brady, loves to target his slot receiver, and Godwin is a big slot receiver. He's a giant upgrade, I think, over Edelman. We saw the type of numbers Edelman can put up. I think he's clearly the wide receiver 1 there, even with Mike Evans there. I think the routes that Tom Brady likes to throw are those routes down the seams, and he's either going to hit Godwin or hit Gronk, coming over the middle, right over those linebackers. So with him healthy, and again with them working on their timing and having that full off season, and him getting healthy, I think he could put up some big numbers. Again, 40 touchdowns, 4,600 yards Brady threw for last year. That has to go somewhere. I don't think that's going down anywhere. So, they're going to need it.
Yeah, I agree with Anthony on that. He's going to do well on that. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, I'm not going to ask where he even ranked in your list. Even though I could look at it, I know he beat Mike Thomas, and I can't wait to get to that topic. But jumping to it, so Frank, you do have Keenan Allen at number 9. But you got your boy. This Mr. Quarterback Proof, as you called him. Is Allen's the man? He's breaking top 10?
Well, I just want to go to Chris Godwin really quick because what Anthony said, he's looking at him as a true number one or whatnot. Last year, Mike Evans finished with more fantasy points. And I don't think, I do believe that, a lot of the things that Anthony was correct, but I just don't think he's going to, be that high because they're going to spread the ball around. Brady does spread the ball around. I don't think he's going to get that Elderman love that you think he's going to get. I just have him a little bit lower because of that. But yeah, back to my Allen Robinson here. Allen Robinson, yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Allen Robinson, man, I'm telling you, quarterback. This guy is, deserved to be ending, rounding out the top 10 here. I just think that, again, I think he has an improvement in quarterback at this point, which helps him. I think this is the best quarterback he's played with.
Oh, wow.
Damn near. So I know that it's sad to say that it's Andy Dalton at the end of his career, or whatever, whoever's going to be over there. But, I think that it's better than what he's had in the past, and I think it's going to help him.
As sad as it is to say, this is probably his best quarterback he's ever played with, and it's Andy Dalton. And you just look at his numbers he put up with all these other quarterbacks.
It's a shame.
A little safer pick we talked about. You got Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Rounding out your number 10.
Yeah. The sophomore guy coming in. He breaks my top 10 here to be considered kind of that lower end of the wide receiver ones out there. He's one of those guys that I'd feel comfortable with, as my wide receiver one, which is why I put him in here. Frank is, said it before, which is why he had him up there at number 7. And, 125 targets, 88 catches. I think he could definitely improve on that, catch percentage and get over 100 catches. And that's, in a run-first offense. So if they even think to open up the offense a little more and put a little more trust in them now that it's a second year, and you're going to keep hearing us harp with this whole, going through an off-season thing because that's so important, and getting some preseason in there and getting the timing down. The fact that they put up these numbers without that is almost kind of scary. The potential he has, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, and, scoring in a PPR league, averaging 17 points a game, bring him on my team. I'll take him.
Yeah. So one thing I'll say, Justin Jefferson, Allen Robinson, they better both be quarterback proof with Kirk Cousins, Andy Dalton behind the wheel. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I can't wait to break down the 11 through 15. We're going to jump into our running back show next and break down our 6 through 10, finish it out. And then unfortunately we have to talk about tight ends. Yeah. Hey, but I can't wait. Anthony, Frank, thanks you guys both for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate the insight. And somebody show some respect to Michael Thomas, please.
I have him up there. He's still wide receiver one. There.
He's at a number 8. He's out of my top 10.
We'll get into it.
Hey, we'll get into it next show, guys.
Let's do it. See you later.
Peace out.